Mean-Mugging with Chinny G. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm on being joined tonight by Mike Davis, who will be on the HAVOC 9 card on June 19th. How you doing, Mike? Are you still there? Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, sure. There you there. How's it going?
Good, buddy. Good. Just chilling out. Got the kids to bed. Life is good. It's quiet time.
It's always quiet around my house, so I don't have to worry about that. So.
Oh, your day will come. All right. All right. I got. Yeah, me looking having kids. Chinny loves having kids. Nothing quite like it, man. Nothing quite like it. So, man, you're no newcomer to the HAVOC promotion. You've been around. You fought a few times with HAVOC now.
Yep. Not the best experiences. I'm only one with them, but yeah, I love the promotion. So, good friends run it. So it's been a blast so far.
Right on. Well, it's always nice to fight at home too, eh?
I mean, yeah, no, it's in Red Deer. I'm not originally from Red Deer, but the promotion's in Red Deer, and I live here now, and so I can wake up in my own bed. But the one thing too is I've never won in Red Deer. Half my losses come in Red Deer, so I'm trying to get over that hump right now. So it's going to be a good night.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Yeah.
Well, you've got a good record. You're above 500. You're only 11-5. That's not bad at all, brother. I mean, and you had a great streak.
Yeah, no, I'm not. My record's not bad, nothing. Losing 2 in a row is rough, but like I'm coming off like a big surgery.
Right.
And I think my last fight, I tried to get in there too quick. It was only 8 months removed from having surgery. And I think I tried to come back too quick, and I wasn't mentally all there. And my loss before that, I walked in there knowing I had to have surgery. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking I put too much stress on myself, thinking that if I win this fight against Malcolm, then I could get surgery and wait on maybe an offer from the UFC. And it didn't quite go that way. And that's life. You just got to build yourself back up.
Well, nowadays, the nice thing about being in MMA nowadays, especially in Alberta, because this is a hotbed, is that there are decent promotions out there that are willing to take care of you.
I get lots of fight offers, but my manager kind of chooses what he wants out of me, and just coming off of surgery and the 2 losses, he wants to make sure I have a tough fight, but not the toughest fight.
Right.
And he just wants me to get back in the cage and have fun and not stress about anything. So, like, my next fight's not easy at all, like, not even close to it. Yeah, but it's one of those fights where he's a young guy coming up, and I could go in there and have fun just because I've watched him fight. He's very exciting. He's hard to put away. Like, he's never got finished.
Right.
And then he goes for the win, where it'll take my mind off of things and just go out there and have fun again. Because that's what I wanted again, is just enjoy the sport and not have all this unnecessary thoughts going through my head going in.
For sure. And your next opponent is Michael Spolin.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's at 4-1 with 4-1 with one no contest. Oh no, sorry, that's my eyes. He's 4-1.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was. And his only loss, I think, is to Lyndon Whitlock, and that's. That guy's no joke either.
Right.
So it's a tough fight. Like, he beat one of my best friends, Rick Pfeiffer, not that long ago in a 4-round fight. So I got to watch him fight then, and I kind of know stuff about him which Ginger shares. But he's going have obviously improved since then, but it's a fun fight, I think, and it's his first time probably flying out this far, so like he's probably going to have the size advantage because I am staying at 135 when I should be fighting at 125.
Right.
But sometimes it's just good to do that and let me eat my food and enjoy myself.
Yeah,
have fun
yeah.
if I can.
Well, and you got to be itching to get back in the cage. Yeah, I mean, it's been since what, September, 2014. Yeah.
Yep, it's September, and before that it was February, I think.
January 31st.
I've had 2 fights in like 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that. Yeah, like my last win, I don't even recall how long ago that was against Michael Bannon. It's probably almost 2 years now.
Yeah, it was June of 2013. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
But when the body breaks down on you, I mean, sometimes you just got, just like you said, you just got to take the time and actually recover.
Yeah, well, I had a haunting leg injury for a long time. I think since I fought Matt Knish in King of the Cage. I don't know, training, something happened to my ankle, and I kept trying to train through it. Like I fought Corey Laudersher for the unified title.
Right.
I fought him with my ankles wrapped. Eric Wilson with my ankles wrapped. Adam Botwell with my ankles wrapped. And then it just, like I would be training, and all my training partners knew it, my coach. I would be doing everything good, and I just remember one day I threw a spinning back kick, and I felt my ankle heat up. It hurt a lot. Then I kept training, but I was kind of skipping every other day, skipping 2 days. And then by the end of the fight camp, when I was training for Malcolm, I would take a leg kick, and it would send like shock waves through my leg. Like I could feel it in my ankle, my knees, and then I was too, I don't know, I thought it would be too judgmental to pull out, and then so I didn't, and stuck to it because I didn't want to let all my friends down because I sold a boatload of tickets. So I was like, going through with the fight, screw it.
Right. Well, hey, man,
I got in the cage trying not to get hurt.
Well, you're not the only fighter to do that, brother. I mean, Ryan Port went into his last fight with Jake Shields for pretty much, a lot of the same reasons. He had sold so many tickets. And he just didn't want to let anybody down. And of course, that's Ryan. That's how Ryan makes his living, is fighting. And and he injured himself 10 days out, and it was like, I got to do this, right? And I don't know if you saw the show. I had Ryan on the show, and yeah, man. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah. Well, we're fighters. Like we naturally don't want to pull out of the fight. That's not what we do. We're supposed to fight, and like there's a certain group of, I think I'm not calling myself one of the older era guys like Ryan Ford. They've been in it for a long time, but this last generation before this one was more fighters, less of athletes.
Right.
And guys like Eric Wilson, and I consider myself my brother, guys like Ford, Ryan Mahan, they're just natural scrappers who just want to fight. Compared to a lot of people now come into the sport, they have managers like right off the get-go. Once they turn pro, they build up amateur records, and they get proper advice. Like my friend Austin Ryan just revenged my loss against Malcolm.
Right.
He was 0-0 in jiu-jitsu, doing Muay Thai and everything. He was doing all the right things, but wasn't really looking at fighting. He was a very good athlete, but guys like myself and my brother, Ryan Mahan, who made every mistake in the book, helped mentor him. And then he's getting raised up proper, taking the proper fights, the proper growth, and doing training camp properly.
Right.
Where my first 10 fights were just, I would train 3 times a week, go in there and scrap at 145 pounds. And I don't even walk at that.
Right. Right.
Well, it's one of those things where guys like that, you just want to fight. It's so fun. It's what you love, and then sometimes fighters lose that love because it turns too much into a business or sport, not
Right.
fight.
Well, I know. Same with Marcus Hicks. When I had him on as well, he said the same thing. He said, back in the day, I trained out of my basement court. And he says, and I didn't really. It's a different story than yours, but for him, it was he didn't really take it all that seriously. He just liked to fight. And once he actually moved to Edmonton and he settled into a camp, regular training camps and whatnot, is when things actually started to turn around for him.
Yeah, and he went on a good streak there. But yeah, it's pretty much it. Like I didn't start in the gym. I started in the basement with my brother, I, and a couple guys. We had a judo guy, a jiu-jitsu guy, and me and my brother just scrapped. We did judo when we were young, and we did Sikaran. We did all that stuff. But once we found an MMA gym, it seemed like we just excelled at it after we got used to it.
Right.
And yeah, that's all it takes is a good group of people to guide you, and you could be much more successful than you can on your own. People say it's not a team sport, but I completely think it is. So.
Yeah. Are you training with Austin G. Ryan?
Yeah, he's one of my best friends too. Like, I do strength and conditioning with him twice a week under Will at Absolute Fitness, and we just because we're both the same weight class,
right?
We have very similar styles if you actually watch us. Because my coach Gary Vig will always say, like, I was training and a lot of my training partners were hurt, so we brought in Austin to the class just to be a body.
Right.
And it just seemed like every week he came less of a body and just came a threat.
Yeah.
And he soaked everything in. So, and now he's no longer even close to a body. He's more than a threat.
He's a champ, man.
Where he got thrown in. Yeah, he's the champ.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys. Like me and him did so much work. It was crazy together. I would go up to class and there would be Admin Ahmed and Ryan Mahan, Chris Chapman, like all these huge guys. So I would go 5-minute rounds with Austin just to get used to the speed. And that's some of the best training you could ask for. The guy's a freak of nature. Like,
cool, man.
I have nothing but good things to say about him, and he's still super young. So
he was a great guest.
The Canadian scene.
He was actually the very first HAVOC fighter I had on the show.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
He's amazing. Like, I can't talk good enough things about him. I actually did an interview long time ago in beginning of 2013, I think, and he didn't even have an amateur fight yet. And I did a video interview outside of Hype Fight Clothing in Calgary when UFC came to Calgary that day. I did an interview and I gave him so many shout outs and said he's going to be one of the best in the country, and he didn't let me down.
Oh man,
I'm proud of that guy beyond words could say.
I see huge things ahead for him. I really do. This card, the HAVOC 9 card coming up here, is a fantastic freaking card, man.
I love this card.
It's a great card. I mean, we got Adam.
People go and get their money worth.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we got Adam Lorenz versus Noah Ali. We got yourself and Michael Spaulding going at it. Jesse Fox is going to, and that's a nice thing for Jesse too, because it's been a while since he's been in the cage.
Oh yeah, he hasn't been in the cage a long time.
Yeah.
He's looking good right now. He took his time to recover properly, and he dealt with his life, but he didn't fully leave the fight game. Like, he's always been doing pads, he's still doing jiu-jitsu. He just took a break, let his body recover. That guy's been in some of the biggest wars you can watch, and that wears down the person's body. And sometimes you gotta take a break. Like, he took some shots what usually wouldn't knock him out, which knocked him out in fights like against Alan Monroe. And I think that was a sign his body was just quitting, and I think he's going to come back pretty refreshed. But it's kind of funny because I'm really good friends with Brett Harvey too.
Right.
And I train with Brett Harvey also, so it's kind of this weird thing. I have two friends fighting, but you just gotta stay neutral and just hope they have a fun fight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a banger, man. I really do. I think it's going to be a banger. I think it's going to be a great fight.
I'm pretty sure Wolfgang's on the card too, and Chris Chapman. So.
Yeah, but we don't know who Wolfgang's fighting yet.
No, well, most people don't know who Wolfgang's fighting yet.
Right, and
I know it's in the works,
but yeah, no, there's some great fights on this card. Even on the amateur card, it's a great little amateur card too, you know. And I love watching.
Well, the last fight event was amazing.
Yes.
The last HAVOC.
Yeah.
Every fight was good. There was super competitive matches, which were even, and like everyone thought the card fell apart after Ryan's fight fell off, but like there was not a quiet person in that building. Like it was insane card. It was super fun, competitive. There was slugfest, and then you got to see Austin and Malcolm. That fight looked UFC level. Those guys were all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, everything was just beautiful, and they meshed really well together. It
was a great fight. Actually, that card HAVOC 8 is up. It's up on the HAVOC site, and it's also up on the Global Combat Network as well.
Yeah, cards like that should. I love it getting out like that. They deserve it, and there's so much great local talent which get passed over.
Yes.
People don't talk about, and it's a shame.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Yeah, it's getting to that point.
I'll tell you something. When I moved here from Saskatoon, about I don't know, about 14, 15 months ago now, and there's no MMA per se in Saskatoon, no pro MMA in Saskatchewan right now. That should change this year, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
And I went to the World Series of Fighting Canada 2 card. That's actually where I met Ryan Ford. And then I started talking to the fighters and getting to know the local fighters and whatnot. And then I started delving into the local scene a little bit. And you know what? I'll tell you, man. You can go to the UFC and you pretty much know what you're going to get when you see a card. You know, you can do your picks pretty accurately. But when we start watching these you young fellas, you know, you're not so young anymore. You're 28 now, but you know what I mean. When we start watching you guys, when I started watching you guys, it's like you all come in fucking hungry, you know.
I think that you're gonna find that with any local show.
Yeah.
Because when you have your friends and family out there to watch. It just, you don't want to lose. The worst feeling in the world is walking back. Like, I just remember Malcolm, after Malcolm's loss, like, just walking back on the catwalk and all your friends are still trying to pat you and give you hugs and you just,
it's the last thing you want.
You let them down.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be your friends no matter what, but, like, they're patting your back and you just feel shitty and it's just... Like, you get to the back room, and I just remember I just dropped down in the ball and I couldn't talk for like a good 10 minutes. I just was so overwhelmed.
You know, Carl the Madman.
It sucked.
Carl the Madman from MMA Madhouse and Global Combat Network and I were talking, and you know, it's you get your bang for your buck with the local events. It's so entertaining.
Oh yeah.
You know. And I've heard people say to me, you know,
the electricity is different.
Yes.
It's crazy because when you get locals together, there's like it's really electric because everyone wants to support the local guy. All what anyone's there for is a good fight. They don't really care if you win or lose. Where UFC, it's more expensive. People have higher expectations. They go to the way to go to this event. So they're more willing to boo, where if you go to a local show and it's quiet, you're not going to hear many boos.
Yeah.
Like, usually people are just quiet, and then they just mind their drinks and have their own time, and I think it's the less poisonous environment. You get more fluid fight fans going to local shows, and people who are there to actually support people,
right,
instead of people just going and go for a fight or two.
Well, I think
a guy they've seen on TV.
The beautiful thing with the local shows, even World Series of Fighting too, because I love World Series of Fighting. I take in all their events now, and I'll tell you what, man, they the local shows and the fans is who we're talking about right now, not so much the athletes, but the fans are more knowledgeable that are attending the local shows. You know?
Oh, completely.
You got guys taking in.
You'll be shocked how many of them train.
Yeah. You got guys taking in a USC event because it's a status thing. Oh, I went to the USC, you know what I mean? And they're not people they're what we call weekend fans. You know, pay-per-view fans, whatever you want to call them, right? And they don't understand the intricacies of the game, you know, like when it hits the mat and you hear the booing because it hits the mat. Well, they can't all be knocked down, drag out brawls. You know, and the science involved in a good grappling game is just incredible. The transitions, the scrambles, you know, it's incredible. I mean, to stand and bang, almost anybody can stand and bang. Now, some of us do, you know, some do it better than others, obviously, and there's some science to that as well. But the grappling game is just, it can be so intense if you know what you're looking at.
Yeah, and there is exciting grappling out there if you get the right chemistry of two guys in like a match, but it's people don't appreciate the ground game nearly as much as it should be, and you know that's fair enough because most people don't understand what's going on. Where with the whole stand-up thing, everyone's seeing two people slug it out in the parking lot and they just want to be entertained. I mean, you could go watch Fallon fights or Kimbo Slice or just get overalls on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you could be entertained, so that's what half the time they expect. And it's kind of a shame, but at the same time, you get a lot of these cross-sport guys who watch Hawks fights, and they're just used to two guys throwing their right hands in each other's face. And
yeah.
It's just not a realistic way to win the fight, so in the local scene, you'll find more people just educated because they go there because they like MMA.
Well, yeah.
They force you to get the group of the crowd who are the riggers who just come out because they're not people on cable. But usually they won't even go out of their way to boo. They'll yell the most obscure insults ever.
Yeah.
But you won't even notice them when you're in the cage, and they're just being drunk hooligans, and they pay their money. So whatever, do what you want as long as you're entertained and come back.
Right.
I don't care what happens in there.
I know we got up on the 12th here. We've got up here in Cold Lake. I'm in Cold Lake. We got King of the Cage up here, and that's going to be a fun card. That's going to be a fun card, man. I'm looking forward to that. I'll actually.
Yeah, my brother fought in Cold Lake.
I've been invited to sit with Dean Panis for that fight. He invited me, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, Dean's a great guy.
Yeah.
I enjoy our conversations all the time. I've been to Cold Lake for my brother's fight. It was really fun. The crowd's really good out there, so you know. I think Tony Bibby and my brother fought there, and it was a fun time. Good time.
Yeah, it's great that we can get them up here. That's awesome, man. But you've got
and anything in small towns love that stuff. They need something to do.
For sure.
Yeah, like Yellowknife, still one of my favorite places I've ever been to for fights. Just the whole community comes out because it's something to do, and they just appreciate it.
It's a major event. Yeah. Well, I'll actually be down in Red Deer for HAVOC 9.
It's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah, well I'll be right up close. I have secured media access for that, so it'll be me and the camera, and we'll be having a blast. I don't know if you watch my show often, but I'm a huge promoter of HAVOC Fighting Championships.
Yeah, that's how I learned about you. So it was the HAVOC page on Facebook. They just keep sharing your thing, so I started watching your stuff.
Yeah, Becky took
and
kind
of course to Austin.
Yeah. Becky took a liking to me. My approach is a little different. My approach is a little different when it comes to doing. I don't call them interviews really, because we're just having a chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, interviews. I've always enjoyed the whole media side of it because you get talking every time. You get more out, but it's easier to be in a more relaxed environment where you can see people's character come out a bit more.
Yeah. Well, that's.
I love MMA talking.
Oh, me too. I can do it all day. I actually had Edward Hoyt on the show earlier today from Atlantic Warriors.
Nice.
Yeah, and him and I had a good solid chat, and he'll be back on again for sure. And I'm with MMA Matos, and we support local MMA wherever it is. It does all over the world, right?
That's the way it should be.
We don't alienate anybody. If they want to be part of what we're doing, if they want to be promoted, we're more than happy to promote them, and that's what makes the Global Combat Network so cool too, because we got it all, man. It's very, we don't alienate disciplines. We don't, jiu-jitsu tournaments. Damn, yeah, put them up. We'll put them. They'll put them up. They had the Journey Fight Series last card up there, and they'll be doing.
Watched it.
Yeah, they'll be doing more of that as well.
That's the way it should be. My fans are fight fans, and there's amazing fights in any format. You can watch some amazing jiu-jitsu matches, kickboxing, boxing matches.
Yeah.
There's no point just solidating yourself as I'm a boxing fan. You're skipping out on a lot of good entertainment that way, and it's a shame when people do that. I mean, you should enjoy all formats of combat sports because it's just something most people can relate to.
If you haven't seen it yet, check out my episode with the True Blue MMA fan episode.
Oh, I was actually looking at that on Facebook. I was going to watch it, but
yeah, check that out. You get
it.
It's made for a laugh. So if you get the chance, check it out, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about on there about people who make that comment. You're not a true MMA fan. I get such a kick out of that comment every time I hear it. I didn't know there was the guidelines. I'm there with you. I mean, why? I don't understand that comment when you're like, oh, you're not a true MMA fan if you don't like all the pride or whatever. Oh,
some people don't have time. If you enjoy fighting, you're a fighting fan.
I understand the comment. The comment is made because they have nothing. They've got nothing. They've got nothing to come back at you with except that, and that's why they come back at you with that.
They're just being fight hipsters.
Yeah.
Because they feel obliged because it's their sport, what they've been watching before everyone else, so they have to make snarky remarks about people who came into the sport because they loved TRDs or if they loved Ultimate Fighter, and people before Ultimate Fighter made fun of those people after. And nowadays it's like, oh, you got in the sport because of Brock Lesnar, so I'm going to make snarky comments about that. And then you always hear the comments about fight clothing. Whatever, they pay bills, they keep MMA around.
That's right.
The hardcores and keep their sport around.
That's right.
You can only judge them so much. Yeah. I mean, if you go to a fight, I'm not going to judge you because you help pay, and it makes the sport bigger. So why alienate anyone? We just look like a bunch of assholes doing that to people.
Yeah. So you're.
There's no point being a fight hipster.
Yeah, I don't get it myself, but so you're dead center in the middle of your training camp now too, eh?
Yep, 2 months to go, I think, 8 weeks around there.
Yeah.
And it's been going pretty good. I can't complain. I'm injury free so far, and I'm doing strength training for the first time ever, so I'm having a blast.
Cool, man.
It's invigorating being able to run stairs again.
Chinny doesn't run anywhere. Mean-Muggin Chinny! Oh, Chinny doesn't run anywhere. Chinny's got a blowing deal.
Yeah.
And Chinny's old.
Hey, when I get up there, I'm going to stop running. I think I've done that enough for my life, but But yeah, I'm enjoying training. I'm trying a lot of different things, getting different looks. I've been just working on a lot of my weaknesses as a fighter and getting back to my roots also. So
Cool.
I'm excited for this fight. I'm really excited because I'm going to go in there with hopefully like the mentality I'm approaching it now. I'm not fighting to not lose. I'm not fighting to win. I'm just going out there to fight and just enjoy the sport again.
Right on.
And just go out there with a smile, just like I used to, and that's when I perform my best.
Cool, man.
Just when I'm relaxed and I just want to have fun.
Awesomeness. That's awesome, man.
There's no point going in there. I went in there like, oh, I'm injured. I'm going to avoid getting hurt. I'm going to avoid getting hit. I'm going to avoid everything. And if you're avoiding everything, you're just backing up the whole time, and it does you no good. Where if you just go in there and see what happens, you're going to have a lot more fun.
Absolutely.
Win or lose, you'll be more satisfied with yourself.
Right on, man. Right on.
Yeah, I'm excited, like beyond words.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to so much looking forward to it, and it's cool because I'll get to meet you. I'll probably get to meet you in person when I'm there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meeting. I'm sure Austin will be there as well.
Austin will be there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, he told me.
There's no way he's not going to be there.
Well,
our team comes out in droves when we support each other. Like,
sweet, man. Sweet. Yeah, and I'm hoping I'll have Noah on the show in the future. We're just trying to find a time when we can hook up. Jesse will be on the show.
Love Noah.
Yeah, Jesse will be on the show as well. Yeah, he was on the Draco Impact Hour there last week. Noah.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's up on the Global Combat Network. GNC, check him out, or GCN, check him out, guys. Mean-Muggin Global Combat Network. Chinny loves them. Awesome stuff, man. And
I'll check that out for sure.
Yeah, it was a great show, man. You'll enjoy it. And
good.
Yeah. But we'll let you go here, brother.
Sounds good. I can catch the Ultimate Fighter now.
Oh, awesome. Sorry.
Yep.
Thanks so much for your time, brother.
Life is good. Anytime. Just make sure everyone checks out HAVOC. It's going to be a blast.
Oh, you know it, brother. You know it.
Yeah.
And we'll meet you down there.
Yeah, there's going to be a few scraps there. Sounds good.
Awesome, brother. Thanks very much.
Sir.
Okay, peace, brother.
Okay, have a good night.
You too, my friend.
Okay, bye.
Oh, Mean-Muggin, that was a good interview. Jenny quite enjoyed that. Jenny's lost here. Okay, we're gonna do what? We're going to there. And we're gonna shut down Skype. And okay, HAVOC FC, June 19th. HAVOC FC 9, June 19th, 2015, man. It's going to be a great show. Lots of good fights on that card, and we can just run them down real quick, and we'll do that before Chinny leaves. We got Adam Lorenz in the main event versus Noah Ali. At 135, we have our friend Michael Davis versus Michael Sponley. We then have Jesse Fox versus Brent Harvey. We then have Mark Lawson versus Daniel Jurczyk. We then have Jason Piper versus Marty Eklund. Wolfgang Jansen, looking for an opponent for him. We'll find out who that is shortly. And then we move on to the amateur side of the card. And we've got Blaine Cust versus Mike Pesca. We got Tori Morrison versus Peiko Sananikam. We've got Justin Basra versus Jeff Grande. And then we have Travis Marshall versus as yet to be announced opponent. Man, it's going to be a fun time. I hope you guys can make it out there. It's going to be a buzz, my friends. It's going to be a buzz. With that being said and done, my friends, be good to one another. My brothers and my sisters, because at the end of the day, That's all we got. And who we are is who we are, and that's who we got to go to bed with. That's who we got to look in the mirror at, and that's who we got to wake up with. So if you're good to each other, it's all going to come together, man. And that's just the way it is. Mean-Muggin, you guys. I love you guys. Mean-Muggin, HAVOC. Mean-Muggin, MMA Madhouse, because we love MMA Madhouse. We support local MMA. Oh, Mean-Muggin, MMA Madhouse. Oh, I just love them guys. Just love them. And Draco Impact Sports, my friends. Proud sponsors of the Global Combat Network. Dominate your world. And you can follow Draco Impacts, Draco Sports on Facebook and Twitter. Same with Madhouse, Facebook, Twitter, and they have a site. Draco also has their own site where you can order products from their product line. And that's at www.draco.com, dracosport.com. Man, love you guys. It's been a blast. It was great talking to Michael Davis there, and it's going to be really good to meet him. At any rate, be good to one another, my brothers and sisters. Peace. Oh, Mean-Muggin, you guys. I love you guys.